All right, so I played the island in 2K25. Just strap in, we got a lot to go through. If you're new here, my name is Matt. Welcome to Assemble. Let's talk about this, goods and bad. I had enough time to preview the island mode in 2K25. Everybody online is talking about how this is basically NBA 2K, the cities version of it, and you're running around an island with your custom created character, and you're having matches, you're gaining XP, you're gaining VC, you're going through all these challenges and doing stuff for Roman Reigns on the island. The initial setup is very straightforward, where you select either a male or female to be able to create. From there, you'll then select their background from athlete, dynasties, indie wrestlers, and more, and each has a unique payback associated with them that you're picking. You can change up what their background is going to be too, in case you don't want to do that anymore. You then pick your fighting style from striker, technician, powerhouse, high flyer, and giant. You use your VC to increase and set their power and their speed and their durability to get started. After that, you then proceed to customize your character, and then you enter the island. And you customize it just like you would with any creative superstar. Their hair, skin, cosmetics, all of it. Your first meeting is with Paul Heyman as you enter the island, and this is kind of the tutorial portion of it too. I do want to preface that no, I didn't sit there and play the island for 3 hours. I played for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. So I tried to capture what I could to get kind of the gist of it, to know the lay of the land. And I was asking the developers questions about it too. So as you're getting started with the island, it is all open. So I was able to check out the shops and look at all of the different ones you have available, what's unlockable, the shoes, the shirts, all the different cosmetics that they have put in there for each brand, like Nike, for example, being able to go to the Nike shop and be able to get shoes. I asked if everything is done through virtual currency as I was just getting started here. The developer said no. You're gonna have a wide range of stuff that there will be unlockables done through VC, but there is a lot of unlockables that are done just as straightforward unlockables in the game as you play. So no, not everything is just paywalled. And as I went through different shops, I could see some stuff had the VC next to it, and a lot of other stuff just didn't. It just locked, and you need to do it for an unlockable reward. So right away, you're able to freely explore the island, all of it. There's no zones that are locked off and you unlock them as you go. You can explore the whole thing in just one go around. The thing I didn't like was that it didn't have like any map. Like there's no mini map to just pop up just to go, hey, where am I? Like I understand that it is a smaller map, so you will figure out where you are very quickly as you play through this thing. Probably not a huge deal at all, but even just like a little mini map or something to pop up, because the old guys like Matt would be like, I'm lost. It's like me on the side of the road. Like I don't know where I am. I'm terrible with directions, so you gotta help a guy out. There's also no marker for going for like the main objective, which I found odd, because while the map is small, yes, if you have to do a mission where you have to go interact with a wrestler or Paul Heyman or something, you just have to run around and just try to find him somewhere. They're not hiding behind a bush or anything, but if you just had a little marker and indicator that's in yellow, you would know the direction you need to go, because I know there's going to be people that just want to mainline everything and just plow through all of the missions, the main missions, and just do that. So I thought a marker would have been helpful, but we don't have it. So as you progress and complete quests, you unlock different things like virtual currency, XP, banners, and so on. Once you get through the basics, you're having Roman Reigns talk to you about like kind of like get into some matches here and get your skills up. The custom arena locations are actually really neat. They were one of the highlights for me because I just love the different detail and the different aesthetics of where you're playing, and you have all these different matches in different venues. Matches run the same. I was able to do singles matches, tag team matches as well, just to start off in the very early stages of this. You will notice during the match, you have the match action that pops up as you complete different objectives. This is the same style, and I said it to the devs, I was like, oh, this is exactly the same as my faction matches, where you're just getting those little reward objective things as you do a taunt or you do 5 moves, strikes, etc., and get those match bonuses too. That all adds up. So if you play my faction, it's very much like that in the matches. So you execute a variety of match actions and bonuses, and you will gain more VC, and you're also earning XP after every single match. Now I do kind of put a little asterisk here of playing in the very early stages, like the tutorial first 2 matches, 3 matches of this thing. The amount of VC earned was low. It's like 120 in VC. So it's not very much. You can choose to explore, you can choose to go and battle other people in the lobby as you are online with this, or just stick with mainlining the missions with Roman and Paul Heyman. You just have that freedom on the island. You can do it however you want. The developers did say to me that they would be adding more content as the year goes on, so that there would be obviously the initial game and the mode of it, but you would have more stuff, more quests, more matches and things to unlock and do in there, more rewards. They're going to be adding more and more to this throughout the year. I then wanted to get a good idea of pricing, because one of the biggest things that everybody just hammers into the comments is regarding virtual currency. And a lot of people are coming, at least again in our community and people in the comments, they talk about how they've come from the NBA 2K side and they're like, it's just littered with microtransactions. I don't play the city, so it's a dummy over here, so playing this, but I understand what it's all about. And my big concern, and I asked the developers about that and raised it and said, hey, this is a big concern everybody is having online, is like, is everything going to be paywalled and you're left with nothing? I looked at some of the shops just to get a rough idea of pricing for shoes and shirts and that you would unlock. For using virtual currency, obviously it ranges depending on what it is you're trying to unlock, but I would see shoes that are 10,000 VC, shirts that are 18,000 VC, 20,000 and so on. And I have a bit of a concern that I'm earning 120 to 200 VC after my singles matches, depending on how I performed. I'm only going to assume that as the mode progresses, as I get, leveled up and my XP goes up and I am getting into bigger matches with bigger wrestlers and all this stuff, that the VC you would earn would be higher. In the initial beginning, I was kind of like, well, that makes it really hard to even just buy one shoe, let alone two. The map isn't big. Like I said, I was actually expecting it to be larger. I'm not talking Assassin's Creed big or anything like that, but I thought it would be bigger for you to run around. You kind of do it in like one shot and you do a lap, you're done. So you can figure out where everything is very fast. So with the limited scale of the island, one of my concerns is there's not enough to do after a while. Once you've kind of completed the mainline story, again, they're saying they're going to add quests and all of that, like just it's all that post content that'll keep coming in. But if you're somebody that is playing this thing really hard, really fast, that's what she said, you might feel like it's repetitive. And I worry that I'm going to play this and am I going to be doing the same style matches, going back to doing the same kind of repetitive actions over and over again? Am I going to have these, singles matches with the same AI, the same custom superstar in the Aztec, and I'm getting the same amount of VC every time? So those things I don't know yet because we just had an early hands-on with it. I don't know how that's going to play out. My hope is that it's going to be, new matches with different wrestlers, and you can do ladder matches, Hell in a Cell, and all kinds of stuff. I wonder what that is going to look like as players get into like kind of the deep end of the game. It is true, we tested this out, that if you buy cosmetics like shoes, we had this example of Jey Uso getting the shoes, you unlock them with VC, and then you go into Creation Suite and you can add them onto Jey Uso, get his attire the way you want. So it works for WWE superstars, it works for your creative superstars. You cannot obviously upload any of that content, the attire parts, to community creations. That won't work. I like the idea that cosmetics for existing WWE superstars would be in here, if they're going to be anywhere, like that you can unlock them and just play through the island and get cosmetics for things like, if I want a retro Kane outfit, if they put it in there, I can just play matches, and if it's not attached to VC, that I can just easily get it, hopefully. And I asked the developers about building your character and the cost of it, and they did say that it's not like NBA 2K where it's going to cost a lot. They said that you could get a full build of your character for like $30 or $40. How that stacks up to NBA 2K, I mean, you guys tell me. It seems to be on the lower end, that it's not going to be painful. But again, we have to do all of this in order to really know for sure. I explained the players' concerns about microtransactions and spending real money everywhere in this mode. Their takeaway was that yes, there is gear and cosmetics in the mode that you use VC to unlock by playing the mode. And if you really want to, you can purchase the VC in the shop and use that. But they said there's also a ton of content that's simply made as unlockables, and players don't need to use their credit card and do all of that. And also, whatever VC you earn in the island, it's transferable to my faction and the rest of the game, and vice versa. Whatever you make as virtual currency in the game, it will work in my faction, it will work in the island. I liked that, so that you weren't splitting anything. And if you are somebody that plays my faction and you're trying to get personas and whatever else is unlockable in there, that VC that you earn, you can just use it in the island mode and you could get cosmetics there if you want to. So early impressions of the island, it's interesting. I can see where a lot of players are going to have hangups with it, including myself, of just how much virtual currency is going to be in your face, and you're kind of like limited to how your character is going to look and feel. I wonder about, again, you have to play the whole thing, the real full game, but I wonder how much replayability there is, or is it going to be very repetitive in terms of match types? Is it going to be singles matches and tag matches and maybe, you know, a Hell in a Cell? Is there going to be a lot of variety? That's kind of the main thing. And then what can we expect as the year goes on for more content? Is it going to be just straight unlockables where you don't have to pay anything, or are we going to see just more and more stuff that's going to be paywalled? We don't know yet. I think it's a good concept, but I think it is one of those things where I'm looking at this stage 1, year 1 of this island, and it's going to be here to stay. They're going to be using and iterating off of it for years, so we kind of have to get used to it as being a mode that's in there, but you don't have to play it. I'm happy that there's more content, like more modes in the game, and whether it's something that I want to play, like Universe and My GM and My Rise, or it's gonna be something I'm just like, okay, I'll try this out, and I'm gonna try it out. I want to see what it has to offer beyond just that limited time I had with it, and then I'll decide whether it's good or not, and we'll do full reviews and all of that. But let me know what you think of what you've seen, at least so far, from the island. Comments, concerns, all that good stuff. You guys want to talk more 2K25? I have this video right here. Have a great day. See ya.